She is the most awarded female artist of all time. Whitney Houston had a lasting impact on the music industry, and fans will remember her for her talent and not for her struggles. For WICR, I'm Jacqueline Falcone.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline, for that amazing This Moment in History. You're listening to WICR's morning show here with producer Joe Archino, who was here yesterday. Jersey Joe, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I feel honored to be here on Pete Considori's last day, the end of an era.
You guys are making this way too much of a big deal.
This is a historic moment. I mean, I'm honored to say that I was here for the last show.
Do you think this is going to be in the textbooks in about 10 years?
I'll put it there. I'm going to put it there.
Well, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Let's kick things off. I don't want to waste any more time. I already wasted a lot of time. That's my fault, folks. I apologize for that. Let's go on to World Affairs. Yahoo.com's top 10 best-selling products of all time came out. Let's go through the list. Number 10 was PlayStation lifetime sales was 344 million units sold. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was a little surprised because you would think like back in the day, like Nintendo, when they kind of like started up everything with NES and stuff, I thought they would be number one.
Well, Nintendo's in trouble now with the Wii U.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Lipitor sales, $141 billion. Lipitor, the drug, right?
Yeah, I don't really know what it does, but
Lipitor.
It was on the list. So.
Is it cholesterol?
Something like that, I think.
It's a regulating drug that you need prescribed by a doctor, obviously. Yeah. So, yeah, that's number 9. Number 8, I'm guessing the Toyota Corolla?
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, the Toyota Corolla, its total sales were 40.7 million units. Oh, look who's here. Nick Grippo just walked into the studio. Is he going to come on air? Who knows?
He should come on air.
He gave me the wait a minute.
He's welcome on air.
Gave me the wait. Are you going to come on air? All right, Nick Grippo's here, everyone.
And we have an extra copy for Grippo, too.
Because Reichman didn't show up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Corolla sales were 40.7 million units. Number 7 is the Star Wars franchise, the whole franchise, I'm assuming, right? Not
the whole franchise. Yeah, I think it's everything.
Total sales was 4.6 billion. Wow.
And the crazy thing about that is you have the new franchise coming out, so that number is going to go up exponentially when the new films and the new figures and the new games and the new everything of Star Wars comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Number 6 is the iPad. Total sales 211 million units. I'm going to be honest, I do not have an iPad. I have an iPhone, so I feel like buying an oversized iPhone that doesn't make calls is a little bit pointless, especially for the money. But it's very popular. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice little unit if you are a business type and you need some sort of technology with you all the time that a iPhone cannot do for you. The Mario Brothers franchise, I'm surprised that didn't come in at 1. I mean, Mario Brothers, that's insane. The franchise total sales was 262 million units. Grippo's on the show. How you doing, Grip?
I pulled a Reichman this morning.
Well, don't worry, we only started 5 minutes ago because of me. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the official phrase, though, as I said last night.
I was here.
Pulling a Reichman is the official phrase for when someone has a show that's supposed to do and they don't show up until like 5 minutes before, not at all. It shall forever be known as pulling a Reichman.
Yeah.
Well, Reichman pulled a Reichman today, but he had an interview last minute. He sent me the email, so.
Oh, it's okay then.
It's okay.
We got Big Shot Rob, got baptisms. Dr. Ken Reichman's got interviews. We got a lot of.
I overslept.
Big Shot Rob is definitely. He's never going to hear the end of a baptism.
No.
So.
And Ryan Quick. Those two.
And Ryan Quick, yes. Now, Grip, you don't know this, but he called Jonathan Quick Ryan Quick. He's like, who's the goalie for the Kings? Ryan Quick? And we're like, what? Ryan? Who's Ryan?
That's not right.
Anyway, number 4, Michael Jackson's Thriller. The total sales was 70 million units. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Number 3, the Harry Potter series, total sales 450 million units. Now, this is the whole franchise, books, movies, and everything?
When I was reading it, I couldn't find anything about movies. I think this was just books, which is amazing in itself.
Well, you know what? That's good, because if they wrapped up everything, then it'd be like, that's not fair for like, PlayStation.
Exactly.
Anyway, the iPhone coming in at 2 with 516 million units. I mean, you look around, there's a, like... 1 out of every 5 people does not have an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's sweeping the nation, and I feel like iPhone is going to be the norm. Google is trying to, for like technology, trying to come out with the Google Glass and stuff like that to compete with different technology coming out, but I don't know if it's going to work. And then number 1 is the Rubik's Cube. Now, Grip, you have a very... I don't know what to say. A very good relationship with the Rubik's Cube, considering you did your thesis partly on it, correct?
Yeah, I probably did my thesis with the Rubik's Cube and analyzed the Rubik's Cube as what we call a group in abstract algebra.
Okay, we didn't want the thesis.
Yeah,
I'm not giving you the thesis.
It's too early to go with this math mumbo.
I heard abstract. I'm like, nope, can't do it.
but it's not fun. I mean, it was a wonderful experience. Dr. Christian, I love you.
Total sales were 350 million units.
But now, I don't understand how this list is set up. I came in halfway through, because in my head, 350 is less than 516. So how is the Rubik's Cube outselling the iPhone?
I can't tell. All I know is Yahoo put this list together, and
Wow,
I'm
okay.
just repackaging what they gave.
That is actually.
How about number 9 at Lipitor? Total sales $141 billion. Everything else, or Star Wars total sales $4.6 billion. Is that in dollars or units?
Units.
So how is, if Star Wars is
No,
4.6
total sales
Okay.
$4.6 billion. So it's dollars. It's not units.
it's dollars.
I think so.
Okay. So then we have dollars mixed
Because if
with
that was the
units.
case, Star Wars should have been one. You know what, Yahoo? You really need to fact check this
Yeah.
because not to call you out, but this I'm reading this over now and this looks a little weird. Unless Jersey Joe messed up in the typing, but I don't think he did because I trust Jersey Joe.
It was during the NFL draft, so I was multitasking.
Oh,
maybe.
How about number
okay.
10, PlayStation, lifetime sales 344, but then down here, Mario Brothers is 262.
All right, Grippa. So you just come on the show and you're
So,
trying to,
well, he's an out. He's
trying to
he's
show
trying to do
everyone
this
up.
for a living.
I'm just trying to make a point here.
Daredevil Nick.
I'm not calling you out. I'm just making a point that something's messed up with the list.
Whoa.
I hear you. We love you, Grippa.
We have no viewers yet, so it's okay.
Yes.
Daredevil Nick Walenda plans New York County Fair tightrope walk. He says the August 14th tightrope walk will be his longest so far this year, 1,400 feet or almost double the length of his usual tightrope walks. He says he will be 125 feet in the air on a wire measuring 5/8 of an inch in diameter, about the size of a nickel. Walenda has walked across the Niagara Falls and the Grand Canyon. He's a part of the family of acrobats that has been thrilling audiences for decades as the Flying Walendas.
Now, did you watch the original video where he crossed the Grand Canyon on that wire?
I did. Is that the one where he's just
He's carrying like that.
yeah
pole-
yeah?
Insane.
It wasn't it televised?
It was.
I watched that, and the wind was getting him, and he had to like crouch down. At one
that
point.
was insane. I mean, just amazing.
No harness, no nothing.
I mean, you
No, literally no net.
one misstep and you're done.
Nothing. One misstep, you breathe wrong,
You
you're
breathe-
done. I'm serious. Like,
It's amazing how he could. I mean, of course you're rooting for the guy, but it's so nerve wracking.
of course you're rooting for the guy.
I mean, I can barely walk on the ground. This guy's walking 150 feet in the air on a wire.
And that's a
That's-
long walk
yeah.
too. I mean,
That's a long walk, especially on a wire.
you feel nervous watching the guy. How do you? I mean, you got to go like, what's his mindset when he's doing that thing? It's just amazing.
You gotta be calm because if you're shaking
Yeah.
up there, you're done. Because
Yeah.
the wire starts shaking with you, and then there's
There's no room for error.
there's no room
None.
for
No
error.
room.
Zero.
And he does a pretty good job at staying calm. And at the end,
yeah.
he ran it. He just like, nope, I gotta get off, and ran the thing.
That little sprint, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
That was.
Ran it.
No,
was
I
insane.
no.
I
Not
almost,
for me.
I almost cried.
I'll stay on the ground.
I'll stay as close to the ground as possible.
That's why I don't want to go on King Ka and Six Flags.
Oh, I love that. Right. Do you know what they're building on King Ka?
Yeah, like a Dr.
A
Doom's
dr-
free fall thing,
A
right?
free fall, and you watch the roller coaster come up at you, and then you fall with the roller coaster. 417 feet up in the air, you get shot. Well, this is not the Tower of Doom or whatever it's called. King Ka, you get shot from 0 to 128 miles per hour in like 3.5 seconds.
Yes.
Can we go on it? I've been on it.
No.
Come on, Grip. Grip, it's over before you even know it.
You'd have to really do some convincing.
It's
that-
over before you know it.
No.
It's fun.
It's fun?
It's fun.
No.
We can scream yes, yes at the end of it.
No, because the whole time I'm going, ah! I'll probably die like halfway down the.
It's so fun. Oh, we gotta go.
The
gotta go.
other things. Organize a trip. The other things we'll consider.
Yeah. Attorney Shelley Sterling wants to keep the Clippers. The estranged wife of Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling will fight to retain her 50% ownership stake in the team, her lawyer said Thursday, adding an unwanted twist to the NBA's plan to force new ownership on the franchise. Shelley Sterling's attorney, Pierce O'Donnell, said that his client quote, will not agree to a forced or involuntary seizure of her interest, end quote. O'Donnell said Mrs. Sterling has no interest in managing the Clippers and wants a new investor group to come in with a professional management team. Should the Sterling family have any association with the future of the Los Angeles Clippers is the question. So we'll throw it over to you, Jersey Joe. Should the Sterling family have any association with them?
I don't think so. I think the NBA just needs to move in another direction. I mean, I'm kind of upset that they're fighting this. I mean, do they have a right? His wife, maybe, but I think it's just best for everybody if they just go their separate ways. I mean, this has just been a bad mix. It's been a bad relationship with the Sterling family. I think everybody just needs to go their separate ways.
Now, I mean, if it is really part hers and she didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
you really believe that she still shouldn't have it?
I mean, the tough thing is there's been some reports that she's had some racial incidents. I mean, it's not 100% confirmed, but there's been some rumors about it. So I just really feel like you
Can't believe everything you read there, Joe.
True, but I don't know. I just feel like you need to go in a different direction.
You're right there, Grip. You're falling asleep on me already?
I might. If I do don off, just throw a rock at me.
I don't have one.
Throw a headset.
You want me to
Well,
go
I don't wanna
outside
break
and
the
go get a rock?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I think I'll stay.
We'll hire Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and we'll throw him at you. Anyway.
You have a better chance of finding a rock in the studio.
Watch him just walk in.
Hey,
Hi,
Dwayne-
guys.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is a friend of the WICR morning show.
He's
He's a friend of the WICR morning show, so.
he's a friend of a friend who knows a guy who
knows a guy who
once
knows a guy.
listened to WICR
In Belgium.
in Belgium. Let's throw it over to entertainment. Grippo, what's happening in entertainment?
Well, we have here Apple is close to buying Beats Electronics for $3.2 billion. They're close to buying headphone. You repeated it twice. Apple Inc. is close to buying headphone maker Beats Electronics for $3.2 billion, reported by the Financial Times today. The purchase of Beats, which also runs a streaming music service, would be Apple's largest ever acquisition. The newspaper reported it is said the deal could be announced as early as next week. The two parties were not immediately available for comment on the report, which was also carried by the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. You know, I got to tell you from my experience with Beats, that they do have a very good sound quality. I don't know why.
Two of us are wearing them
Yeah,
today.
Yes.
me and Pete both have ours on.
But the thing that actually impressed me was not the headphones. It was the pill.
Oh.
The pill.
Yes. Back during Christmas, I was in Best Buy with my brother. and
Gotta love Best Buy.
we were buying Led Zeppelin Celebration Day for my father for Christmas.
You were buying a day?
No, the album. Celebration Day. Led Zeppelin's first concert in like
Kidding.
30-something years
I'm
at
kidding.
the O2 Arena in London, England. But in any event, it was a live album.
I was kidding.
I know, but
I'd like to buy a day.
I'd like to buy a valve.
Friday,
Anyway,
preferably.
go ahead.
so we're in Best Buy and we see the Beats section and we see the Beats pill. And we're like, okay, we gotta try this. So we put it up to like 3, and the thing was just blasting with a heavy bass and it was a good sound. And the thing's about as like half the size of my forearm. It's this little like 3-inch, 4-inch thing that I've never heard such heavy sound quality out of. It's
There you go.
unbelievable.
It
I
is
haven't
unbelievable.
seen it. Yeah, I want to try it out.
Yeah, you should try it out. You should
Definitely.
definitely look at
It's a portable little thing,
Yeah.
and it's a great sound quality. I don't know why didn't say anything in here as to why like they're looking to sell or
Well,
looking to be
It's
purchased.
got the Nick Grippo sign of approval, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me.
Did it fade away that quickly, or?
Man. What fade away?
Well, I mean, why are they looking to buy Beats?
Because you can pay $9.99 a month with Beats and download as many things as you want, and I feel like Apple sees that as a threat. So instead of people buying songs from iTunes, they're just gonna go to Beats, their app Beats, download as many songs for $9.99 a month, and they have their own playlist on there.
Yeah, that's not bad though.
It isn't bad. That's why they want it, and I don't blame them. It's a
Yeah.
business. It's a business standpoint. I do. You know, obviously there are downfalls. If you don't download a lot of music, you're kind of not wasting, but you're kind of using up $10 a month not downloading anything.
But by the same token, if you go on iTunes and you buy 10 songs that are $1.99 a piece,
Right.
that's $20.
Pretty much.
You know, so as opposed to paying
Well, you can
every
get
clip,
you can get a full album for $10. And that's usually 10 songs, 8 to 10.
but then next album, 10 more bucks. Next album, 10 more bucks.
Right, but let's say you only get 3 albums in a year. So you spend $120 in a year on Beats with only 3 albums, or $30 You know, it works both ways. If you're gonna download 70 albums, okay, yeah, that $10 a month is not bad. But if you're only gonna download like 3 albums and listen to it once in a blue moon, it's a waste.
Well, how many songs do you have on your iPhone? Do what you say.
I can check right now. It's over 1,000. I know
It's
that
over
much.
1,000.
Yeah.
And would you say you pay between $1 and $1.99 for each of those songs?
More or less, because there are some CDs I got that I put in. Like, there's at least 3 albums or 4. I have like 4 or 5 albums in there that were CD purchases. And to be honest, the only reason why I buy music off iTunes is I get the gift cards from people for Christmas and stuff. So technically, I'm getting it for free, but it's still being paid for, in a way. But I have a lot. I have like 1,100, I think, actually, 1,100 songs.
Okay. The thing, 'cause I'm just looking at the cost of it. You're looking at about, let's account for 50 songs that you took off of CDs. That's like $950 that you've spent on songs,
Pretty much.
right? And then you
It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of money.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here, but it's also going to the bands. They should be supported. I mean, every Beats, I'm
Right.
sure, pays the rights to have the
Absolutely.
music and stuff. But if I want to support a band, it's just like going out and buying a CD or a record back when they had records. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you had a lot of records, you spent a lot of money on them. It's music.
And I'll tell you what, though. I mean, Beats Electronics for $3.2 billion. They've only been around for what, a year?
No,
Couple
even?
years. Couple
more
years
than
now.
that.
Beats Electronics on the whole.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, when did the premier headsets come out? What, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe?
I want to say 4. I want to
yeah.
say college.
I'm trying to
first,
think
first
3
year
or
of
4
college.
These
years.
headphones you guys are wearing?
The solos, at least. They didn't have the studios. They first came out with did they first come out with studios or solos?
I don't really know. I mean, I know these are the second. These are the Studio 2s, so that there was a pair before this. Let's check.
I'm checking. So while I'm checking that, why don't we go on to the next thing about the releases this weekend? Nick, what
Yes.
movie's coming out that we're all not excited for?
Well, the big release this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, will be Neighbors, starring Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. And a couple with a newborn baby will be facing an unexpected difficulty after they are forced to live next to a fraternity house.
Oh wait.
Seth Rogen, of course, of recent This Is the End fame, Rose Byrne of X-Men First Class fame, and Zac Efron of High School Musical. Talk about a spread.
A cast. Well, Zac Efron, he has come a long way from High School Musical.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. Have either of you seen the television commercials for the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think based off the commercials?
It seems pretty funny.
Yeah, it seems kind of funny.
I mean, I guess it's sort of that thought a lot of us have in the back of our minds, like, well, what is it actually like to live next door to a frat house? You know?
Yeah, but I think also the frat house goes maybe, obviously because it's a movie, you're a little too over the top of
Oh,
what
of
an actual
course.
frat house. Yeah, there's going to be parties, but is there going to be explosions and fireworks in the front lawn?
Of
I mean,
course there's
there
exaggerations.
might be. Who knows?
I mean, I would say that our Greek life at Iona is tame
yeah,
compared to
I agree.
compared to what other fraternities and
I agree.
sororities would likely do.
I feel like they do conduct themselves very well when it
Yes.
comes to parties or whatever. From what I hear,
right
I
with,
don't live-
with loads and loads of community service and outreach,
Right.
and all
exactly.
that. So they do a lot
They
of.
give back to the community. They do a lot of great things.
Right. It's not just drinking and
Partying and
drug
woo.
paraphernalia and.
We
all
do
that
not
stuff.
condone all that stuff. By
No,
the
we do
way.
not. I'm just making a point.
We don't condone underage drinking
Or
we don't-
hazing of any kind.
or hazing or any drug use.
But the Greek life we have here is very tame. But from what I've seen from the commercials, they are really going to go over the top with what the frat house does.
Over the airbags are gone. who steals an airbag? Like, great. Oh, 2008. They
Yeah.
came out.
Oh, 2000. Okay.
So 2 years
Okay.
before we graduated high school.
Really?
So not that. Yeah, they are very recent. That's interesting.
They're not that recent.
Yeah.
You were still a baby.
That's 6 years ago.
8th grade. Yeah.
Well, compared to what Nick was saying, a couple years ago, it's a difference.
Yeah.
So they've been out for some time
So then, why only recently have they become like this?
because they came out. I'm telling you right now, because they came out with this Beats Music app. I feel like that's the only reason why iTunes or the Apple will want to buy it. Not to call them out, obviously it's a good business decision, but they've been making headphones since '08, Apple probably had no interest in like, oh, we're going to sell headphones now because we have
Yeah.
our own little earbuds we give, we don't
And,
have. And now all of a sudden, oh, Beats comes out with this app that you can download music. All of a sudden, oh, we want to buy Beats.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the average Beats.
You're right.
Your average person's not going to go out there and spend 300 to I don't know how much the solos.
Solos
are.
were 200.
Yeah, people aren't going to go out there and just spend that much money on these headphones when Apple gives you perfectly good pair of regular buds. I mean,
Well, let's be honest. I feel like these over-the-head headphones, even though I was skeptical about it, do give you much better quality than earbuds
absolutely.
could probably ever do. Even the Beats earbuds, I feel like, are not as good quality as the over-the-head, somewhat noise-canceling headphones.
yeah.
So, let's go on to sports before we, last morning show, folks. This is sad. Jersey Joe, we're going to go over to you because you're the man with the know-how about the sports and the things.
All right, well, I'll kick it off with the NBA recap last night.
Oh, man, the Ducks sorry, go ahead.
Overshadowed by the NFL draft. We'll get to the Kings game. First,
I am
we have the
so
NBA.
happy.
We have the Miami Heat who defeated the Brooklyn Nets 94-82. The Heat are up 2-0 in that series. LeBron James had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. LeBron is just everywhere on the court. And then you have the San Antonio Spurs beating the Portland Trailblazers 114-97. They're up 2-0 in that series, and they've really, really taken it to the Trailblazers. And then in the NHL playoff front, you had the Boston Bruins defeating the Montreal Canadiens 1-0 in overtime. Don't root for the Bruins over there. Come on.
All right, listen, I'm not rooting for the team. I'm rooting for my bracket.
What a Yankee
Okay.
fan are you? Rooting for anything in Boston.
I'm not
Team.
rooting. Okay, you know what?
And then the other game, you had the late game last night on the West Coast. You had the Anaheim Ducks beating the Kings 3-2. Kings lead series 2-1, and me and Pete are disagreeing on our winners from last night. I wanted the Kings. I wanted the Canadiens. Didn't happen.
I mean, of course I want the Canadiens to win, but I have the Bruins because I feel like they're a better team, even though I don't like
Yeah.
them. So that's why I picked them. But I would love the Canadiens to win. I would love the Rangers to win, but they're not because they have to win 3 in a row to go to the next round, and we all know the Rangers ain't doing that.
Yeah, no. It's
They play tonight. They're probably going to lose. I'm sorry.
I
I
think
love the
so.
Rangers. I'm not even going to watch the game. I'm probably going to get an alert. Rangers lose 17-0 in the first. Like they just forfeited after the first period because there's no way,
The Penguins have been hammering them last 3 games.
Marc-Andre Fleury has been awakened.
Which is just, how does that happen? Marc-Andre Fleury.
One of his first Stanley Cup final. I was watching a video. One of his first Stanley Cup final game against the Detroit Red Wings. He's running out to get energy. He's running out to go on the ice in the beginning. When they announce, and he trips and falls right on his face, right on the ice. And there was these Red Wings workers or fans or whatever standing next to the ice or something, laughing their butts off. It was great. I'm like, ha ha! You can't walk on the skates. You can't run. You just follow Marc-Andre Fleury, and now he's just laughing at us.
That's Marc-Andre Fleury for you.
It's a flurry from Fleur, or whatever his name is.
Fleury.
It's a flurry from Flurry.
A McFlurry.
It's a McFlurry.
It's an Irish entree flurry. It's a McFlurry, like from McDonald's.
Anyway, so
What?
just what?
What'd I say?
It's a McFlurry.
McFlurry. I love McFlurries.
So do I.
I don't like Andre Fleury.
I
M&M's
don't-
or Oreos?
M&M's.
Good boy.
Why can't you put both? See, that's why I like
'Cause you gotta
Dairy
pay
Queen.
extra.
Dairy Queen, they let
We
you
were
put
counting.
whatever you
Listen,
want.
listen. The whole thing with Dairy Queen, we know.
No,
Yeah.
Dairy Queen is amazing.
I'm a
We need-
big fan of Dairy
We
Queen.
need one closer to us.
I've been saying that. I would go out and picket signs to bring him Dairy Queen closer.
If I might deviate from the script for just a moment, what are some of the chains that you think we need in the New Rochelle and Yonkers area?
You call this a bit? This is like...
Well, Dairy Queen for me is number one, hands down.
I would like to see a Sonic, even though I've never had it before.
Yes.
I was
Agreed.
disappointed when I had Sonic for the first time.
Really not
I was
that good?
going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I didn't try any of the dessert things, which I should have, because that's one of the things you always see emphasized. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed when I had
Well,
it.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna go to Dairy Queen for a burger.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's just me.
no, not Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
Sonic.
But I'm saying even Dairy
Yeah.
Queen has options now for meals and
They
stuff.
do,
I'm like,
they do.
no,
Number
Yeah.
one for me, I would say, is the Golden Corral.
I've never been there.
Never been there.
It's awesome. I mean, they
Now, is there a CC's near us? The pizza pasta endless thing?
CC's.
not that I know of.
That looks cool.
What is ours? Little Caesars. Isn't that
There
our
is.
equivalent of that?
No,
I've never been
no,
there. Yeah.
CC's is like a buffet with like just pizza just out,
Yeah.
and like you pay $10 and you eat as much as you can. Like it's
We actually now have a Little Caesars here in New Rochelle and
Yeah.
also in South Yonkers. I do know that for a fact.
where?
South Yonkers, it's over by Valentine Lane.
Oh, okay. There's also a Little Caesars in the Walmart on Terrytown Road,
Oh, is there?
like inside the Walmart. Yeah, or
Oh.
Kmart, whatever it is. I think it's Walmart. It's one of the marts.
I think it's Kmart. The Walmart I know is in White Plains. There's a Walmart up in Bear Mountain. There's no
Okay,
Walmart.
so it's a Kmart.
Okay,
So there's a Little Caesars in the Kmart on Terrytown Road in White. I think it's still White Plains.
that's
If you-
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Pizza.
See, I don't know.
I don't own that. That's Little Caesars.
Have you ever driven down south anywhere besides Florida?
I've never driven down there.
You flew to Florida.
I flew to Florida.
But you never driven to Florida or
No.
Okay, so you have.
Yeah, I
because you've
drove
been
to
Myrtle
South
Beach.
Carolina.
Okay, so you know about all these restaurants in the South
Oh yeah.
that are just we need them up here.
I agree.
Like a Perkins or a Golden Corral
I don't know. What
or
Perkins is.
a Bob Evans. Like you've seen that.
What? Bob Evans? What?
Bob Evans.
I mean,
yeah.
that's the thing. When you go to Myrtle Beach, you're surrounded by I mean, you go down the street and it's just mini golf, fast food chain, mini golf, fast. It's. They
You
have
get a
everything
burger
there.
and you shoot a hole in
And you
one.
shoot
That's
a
what-
hole in one,
That's
exactly.
what you got. Jersey Joe, how do you do mini golf?
I like to call myself the Tiger Woods of miniature golf. I can't play real golf, but
Even with everything that went on with him.
if we, no, I should probably
Switch that up. Yeah.
Let's
Phil Mickelson.
let's go Phil Mickelson. Yes.
I-
Well,
that's-
Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson.
Either one
okay.
of them.
Yeah.
Or since it's miniature golf, we can call you the Tiger Woo.
The Tiger Woods.
Or,
All right.
or we can go the Happy Gilmore.
Happy. Okay.
Happy
yes.
Gilmore.
He's notorious for his
Greatest
mini,
golfer of all time.
mini golf scene.
Happy Gil Less.
Played with a hockey stick. You can't get much better than that.
I just made Pete crack up. We're going to call Jersey Joe Happy Gil Less when he plays.
That's not nice.
That's not. Oh, it is. What? It's miniature golf. Have you never played miniature golf?
Yes. Have I ever played miniature golf? They used to call me King Putt Putt
King Putt. Wow.
King Putt Putt.
instead of King Tut. King Putt Putt.
I like
Huh.
that better than Pistol Pete. King Putt Putt.
It's a total joke. I made that up. No one calls me that.
Well, we will now.
All right, fine.
Or we'll elongate. We'll call you King Petey Putt Putt.
King Petey Putt. All right, so on to the draft
It's like
because
little
this is
Winky-
getting
like-
this is getting ridiculous.
Like Wee Willie Winky over here. Anyway,
So we're in agreement, Dairy Queen.
The NFL draft highlights are
Derek.
coming up. Go ahead. I don't even want to talk. I just.
All right, well, just some highlights of the biggest picks. You had the number 1 overall pick was Jadeveon Clowney to the Houston Texans. There was a lot of talk up to the draft if they would take Johnny Manziel, maybe if they would take a quarterback, but they did end up taking the number 1 rated prospect, Jadeveon Clowney. Number 22, Johnny Manziel. The Cleveland Browns traded up to take Johnny Manziel. It was a little tension in the room for him. I mean, he was sitting there a pretty long time, but Cleveland moved up and they got their man. And then number 32, the Minnesota Vikings traded up to take quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. The New York Jets drafted safety Calvin Pryor from Louisville, and the New York Giants addressed their wide receiver need, and they took wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. from LSU. And yeah, it was very exciting. Draft is always one of my favorite events.
I like to talk about the Jets because they're just sometimes pathetic.
what? Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before you say anything,
Go ahead.
I just want to say I was petrified going into that pick because I swear I was waiting for this. Dun 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 dun. Roger Goodell voice. With the 18th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Johnny Manziel, quarterback, Texas A&M. I was waiting because I was waiting for my dad to explode in expletives and just screaming.
Well, you're a Jets fan. I mean, me and the Big Shot Rob are going to talk about this on the Sports Vault later. Some Jets fans were saying maybe they would have liked them to take Manziel with that pick.
What do we need? 7 quarterbacks?
I mean, the thing is Geno Smith your guy of the future? He showed promise, but is he going to be the guy? Do you take Manziel?
Let me ask you a question. What do you think of this whole Michael Vick thing coming to the Jets?
Yeah, I don't like them bringing in Vic. I
Well,
think,
what was that about?
and now you've got so much controversy. Where is Vic going to come in if Geno doesn't start playing well? Vic is a transition quarterback. You don't. If he's going to be a guy you're going to plug in maybe, and I don't like that. You got to figure out, is Geno the guy, yes or no? Bringing in Vic is a bad. I mean, if he mentors him, fine. but you can't bring him in and make him play games because that's just going to stunt Gino's growth, and you're not going to know what you have there.
Well, then what do you do with Johnny Manziel if you bring him in? So now you got Johnny Manziel, who's one of the
Well, it didn't
top-
happen, so we don't
Well,
have
yeah.
to do this hypothetical right now. But
for the people who have,
sure.
for the people who were saying that they should have taken Manziel,
Yeah.
what do you then have? You got Manziel, who's the top quarterback, next to maybe Teddy Bridgewater, in the pool right now. Do you let him start? Do you go with the quarterback you drafted last year in the second round, or do you go with the established quarterback who it can be Mets on Mets at this point in his career? What do you do? And it's the same stuff that happened with Mark Sanchez and I just lost his name, Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
It's gonna be that all over
All right,
again.
listen. The Tim Tebow thing had to be a publicity stunt.
It was a 100%.
That kid,
publicity
but you know what? I feel bad because that kid ruined his career by coming to the Jets.
I like
ruined it.
I like Tebow, and I thought he came to the Jets because I think he received the word that he would have a chance to play, and
He didn't
really
get one.
didn't.
The Jets really pulled a
it
fast
was
one
all
on him, if you will,
publicity
Yeah.
stunt.
and ruined his career. No one
Especially-
wants him.
And especially at the end of that season, when the Jets had legitimately had no shot of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mathematically, they couldn't get in. Let the kid play at quarterback.
What do you have to lose? What do you
The
have
best
to
is
lose?
they make him come in for like not even like a quarter of a quarter. They bring him in for maybe like 3 passes.
Yeah,
How's the kid supposed to play?
that's the thing is.
Oh, he's bad. He's horrible because they don't play him.
The thing about Tebow is he needs to get in rhythm, and he's not going to get in rhythm by
Every
coming in
single
and playing one
quarterback
play.
needs to get in rhythm. If the kid's sitting on the bench for the entire season, you don't expect. What are you gonna do? Expect him to come off the bench cold and be like, "Okay, get us a touchdown, kid"? No, you gotta let the kid play 3 or 4 games.
Was that
That's
your,
just like
was that
every-
your Jets rant, or is there something else coming?
No, my other Jets fan is, what are we doing with our team in general? What exactly is this going to do? I mean, I'm sure, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who Calvin Pryor is. I'm sure he'll be a good addition to the team. They wouldn't draft him. But I know the management of the Jets is not all there. I'm going to be honest with you, because the whole thing with Tebow and everything, I really don't think the management's there. I think they're a little
Well, they have
unorganized.
a new management now from that management.
That's fine, but I still think it's unorganized, the Jets. And I
That's
think
fair
that's their.
criticism.
I think that's one of their worst enemies right now. They're so unorganized that's why they don't have a team dynamic. I don't think, and that's why I feel like they're just picking blind.
Well, here's the thing. I think Pryor, Pryor, they need secondary help. They're up front on their defense. They're
They
phenomenal.
need help in general.
They
Not
need-
secondary. They need help.
I don't know. I think that they're going in the right direction right now. I think, aside from Geno, depending on how Geno Smith develops, they made a lot of good moves on offense. They have an excellent defense up front. If they can add pieces to the back to the secondary, I think that they're moving in the right direction.
And that's all perfectly fine. But let me be honest, and this is not a shot to Islanders or Islander fans. But just like the Islanders, I've heard the Jets every year. This is our rebuild year. Yeah, we're gonna do. We got some really good things going on. Yeah. Well, what happens every year? It's the same story.
That
We
was a
get these-
great Rex Ryan imitation, by the way.
I wasn't trying to do Rex Ryan, but thank you.
But you did anyway.
Just every fan for the Islanders, I hear prospects. It's our rebuild year for God knows how many years. I've been hearing that. Okay. And then the Jets are the same thing. Oh, we're rebuilding. We got this. Oh, we got this guy. Oh, Geno Smith. He played one good game. He's our star quarterback now. Blah blah. This and that. It's the same story every single year.
Look, as a Jets fan, you're entitled to that criticism. You're entitled to it.
I keep telling them they need to bring Joe Namath out of retirement because I feel like it's the only way we're going to win again.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Let him wear his coat. I don't care. Just put him on the field. Let him throw the ball. And our defense. I mean, I don't think we protect our quarterback enough.
I think we have a defense.
Me and you should suit up. We should go
should
out
this
there. Get a concussion the first game. I did it, Mom. I'm going to Disney World.
Well, now I can't remember his name now. The guy they drafted from the Texans, the end of the season last year. The
Who?
safety. The safety.
The Jets?
Yeah, the Jets. They drafted. Well, they not drafted, but they took him from the Houston Texans.
That guy with the number on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank here? But
I am too.
The guy that they signed from the Houston Texans was the end of last season. He played like the last.
Ed Reed.
Yes,
Ed
Ed
Reed.
Reed.
Yes.
Now, what does that do for Ed Reed? We have another safety here. Do they make this kid start, or do they put the established
Oh,
guy
they
in
have
again?
to put. I mean, Ed Reed is towards the very end of his career right now. You've got to put in Calvin. I mean, the thing is, I think Rex deserves the benefit of the doubt when it comes to defensive guys. You saw last year with Sheldon Richardson. He's done very well with his first-round picks on defense. So I got to give him
But
the
has
benefit
the
of the
defense
doubt.
done well on the field?
Oh, absolutely. They're up front. I think they might have the best defense up front in the NFL. The secondary is their problem. Is they really struggle in the secondary, and they're gonna have to clean that up this year. But on defense, I love their defense.
I think
really
the
do.
mindset. I think the mindset of the Jets has to change entirely. I think people on the Jets know they're on the Jets, and they just like, all right, listen, we're on the Jets.
I think the problem.
Let's just try.
I think Rex's problem is he still is under that belief that defense wins the games, and I'm sorry, but we live in an offensive NFL. We
True.
really do. It's you sneeze at the quarterback the wrong way, and it's a foul. And it's a
Flag.
It's a flag. But you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, though.
Yeah.
It's there's so much protection for the offense now that the defense really can't do anything. You look back in the 70s and the 80s at a lot of football teams, and they would just hammer each other. They would. Now there's just because of all
That's
the
in every contact sport. There
Right.
was not as many rules as there are now.
right.
The whole thing with the kickoff in the beginning, they moved it up 5 yards, I believe.
Yes, which is
to
good.
help prevent injuries.
Right.
Because most injuries happen on the kickoff. Because I mean,
Right.
you've guys
You just start
running at
running,
each
yeah.
other, and it's just mayhem right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry for the depressing mood of the Jets, but
Let's
look,
talk about some NHL, shouldn't we? I think to lighten
I want
the
to talk
mood.
about that.
Lighten the mood.
All right, let's talk about the NHL. Well, Joe, you're in charge of sports. What do you want to talk about?
what do I want to talk about? Well, I always want to talk about LeBron, but you want to talk about the NHL, so let's talk about the NHL. I mean,
LeBron James,
do
the
we-
best player in the world. Okay.
Oh, yeah. All
There
hail
we
King
go.
James. All
There
hail
we
King
go.
James.
there we go.
James.
There
Now
we
let's go over to King Lundqvist. He's starting to look like a queen
Well, I
because
want to.
he cannot stop a puck. He looks like he's asleep. He looks like he's just not there to play, and he looks like he gave up.
I want to ask you a question because I think I've been hearing it more and more, and I think now it's maybe a fair criticism. People have said that they feel he doesn't show up in the big games. They feel like he's the Peyton Manning in the regular season, phenomenal. But when it comes to the crunch moments, the big times in the playoffs, doesn't deliver. So you're a Rangers fan. You watch this guy all the time. Do you think that's a fair criticism? Fair comparison?
Yes.
You do.
I think it's a fair comparison because you see Lundqvist in the regular season. I'm sure Nick can attest to this because he's also a Rangers fan. You see him in the regular season, and he's making these saves that are just unbelievable. Like, you see he puts his 110%. He's stretching out, grabbing it with the glove, blocker save. He sometimes headbutts the puck to get it out. I'm serious. He does all of that, and then all of a sudden he can't stop a little, like, chip shot from
He's getting up some bad goals.
Letang. Like, I don't understand. Like, and it's fine. You're in the playoffs. It's a different atmosphere. You got to play 100 times more, like, harder than you did in the regular season. And I think that Lundqvist, he gets all mad when they score a goal, but he's not there to play, I don't think. I'm not saying he's putting on an act getting mad, but if you're really that mad and you're playing that with that ferocity in you, why are you letting, like, cheap shots go through? Granted, there are a lot of great shots by the Penguins that Lundqvist does save, and then
Yeah.
a lot of great shots by the Penguins that go in, and they deserve to go in. I mean, Crosby's shot, backhand shot, and forehand shot is just phenomenal. Okay? Malkin, another great shooter, I think, in my personal opinion.
Oh,
And I think
no
they
question.
work great
No-
together. Letang has his moments, I think.
He's a good support for
he's
those
a good
guys.
support.
He works with
but,
them well.
But Lundqvist has this thing, and like you just said, where during the playoffs, I feel like tonight, they play tonight, correct?
Yes.
Game 5?
Yes.
Tonight, I think it's going to hit him. Okay, if we don't win, we're done. And he might step up his game, but he's not going to do it 3 games in a row.
Fair.
He's not going to do it 3 games in a row.
See, the comparison I say is I always debate Rangers fans. I always say Jonathan Quick for me. I take him over anybody else in a big game, and they always say they still take Lundqvist, but I take
I don't
Quick
take Lundqvist.
like Eli Manning. He's not the best regular season guy all the time. He doesn't always bring it, but when he's in that spot and you need him to deliver, he's going to do it for you. And then Lundqvist is like Peyton Manning. Regular season, he does whatever you want. He's unbelievable, but his record in
I don't
the
know
playoffs
if it's
is
I don't know if it's
spotty.
because it's the pressure on him.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I feel like in the
maybe
regular
that's not
season,
fair.
it's like there's not a lot that much pressure on me. I feel more comfortable. I'll go and make these big saves. I don't feel like everyone's like counting on me, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in that situation. I can't tell you the mindset of Lundqvist. But if you have this reputation of being the king, and you're a great goalie like he is, wake up.
Really?
Wake up and play. And everyone's, oh, I don't understand why the Rangers have to play back-to-back. They're the only team. The Penguins had to do it, and they won. They play the same series as us because we're playing them. There's no excuse. If the Penguins can win on a back-to-back, so can the Rangers, if they're really that caliber of a team. And I believe that they were. But McDonough is really not fully healthy. People are beating him like in foot races, and that never used to happen. McDonough is I feel like one of the best defensemen in the league.
Do you think that the series with the Philadelphia Flyers burnt them out?
No.
You don't think going 7 games there burnt them out? I think it did a little bit.
You go 7 games. You're there to play hockey. You're there in professional sports for a reason. If you're burnt out, then you shouldn't be in professional sports. Yes, granted, I'm not there. You can be tired. 7 games. There was like a 1 day gap for them, a 1 day rest. Okay, as a 1 day rest, they won the first game. So, what is 7 games doing? Nothing.
That's
we won.
fair. That's actually a good point. They won the first game.
If we lost 4 in a row, or we lost the first 2 and then came back, okay, maybe it was because we did 7 games and we were tired or something. We won the first game. And multiple occasions we've been up 2-0 and we lose the lead. So it can't be about fatigue in the beginning of the game. I think they're just not coming to play. I really don't think they're coming to play. These later games, it might be fatigue because from the beginning they weren't playing well.
Yeah.
But the first couple of games in the beginning they were playing amazingly, and they lost it. The first game they won. The second game they had 2-0 lead, and then just blew that out of the water, the Penguins. And then from that moment on, it just downhill.
Yeah.
So you can't blame the 7-game thing. You can't blame they play back-to-back. So the Penguins.
Assessment.
It's a fair assessment. I just think they're not there to play. I think they really just let this one go. I really think so.
I'm sorry,
to say.
Pistol Pete.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they're throwing the game on purpose. I just really think they're not up for the challenge right now.
I mean, I think it's just you're seeing Pittsburgh's just the better team.
And
they are.
Pittsburgh's a better team. Also, one of our better players, Nash, is not producing either.
Nash has
No, he's
not
not.
showed up in
He
these
hasn't done
games.
any. I don't think
No.
he's scored 1 goal yet in the
He's-
postseason.
He hasn't. He has.
And
not
that hurt
delivered.
us too, because in the regular season, Nash would be a staple. There would be times where Nash would score 2 of our goals to help us through, But the Flyers are a different team from the Penguins. The Penguins want to get to the conference finals. Obviously, the way we're playing, we don't. And that's just the way I think it has to go.
Sad but true.
Even if they win tonight, I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row. I really don't.
No.
They might
2.
win 2. They might win 2 because if they win tonight, they get that confidence, go back to the Garden, win again. I don't think they're going to win a 3rd time.
So it's
I
too
hope
difficult.
they prove me wrong. I
Yeah.
really do,
As
because I
do I.
want to see them go through. I just don't think they're going to get more than 2, maybe 1 tonight. They might get
We're
1
gonna
because they
see.
know this is eliminations, do or die right now.
I think if they win tonight and they go back to the Garden, that Garden will be rocking.
Yeah,
I
I think they
think
can
they'll
feed
have a
off that
confidence
energy.
boost.
I think they'll feed off that energy.
Because that Garden was PO'd when they played in the Garden the last
yeah.
time. And-
2 times.
Yeah, well,
Everyone that went to those games was like, why did I spend money for this? I could have watched it at home and been same upset.
exactly.
Which is a wrong way of looking at it. I love going to.
Oh
For
man,
the
went to a-
energy.
That
we went to a
playoff-
playoff game. That was the first play they won. I don't think I've heard Madison Square Garden so loud.
that was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been around for a professional sporting event. It
It's
was
insane.
incredible. Hockey playoffs, nothing's better. Being there in person, unreal.
Obviously, you don't want to see your team lose, but to say you went to the
Obviously.
playoffs, especially a rivalry like that,
Yeah,
Oh, certainly.
classics.
I'd love to see them win. But you heard it first here. Well, not first. You probably heard it 10 times already. But the Rangers need to win 3 in a row. They'll get 2 at most.
The Condor has spoken.
The Condor.
The Condor has flown. That's why the flight of the Condor is flying away.
The word from Putt Putt Pete.
Putt Pete. What?
King Petey Putt Putt.
Ian Sachs just walked by the studio.
Sacks.
Hi, Ian Sachs. Can't hear us. Hi, Ian.
That was a fast
Ian.
walk too. He just.
No, he didn't want to
dashed
see.
right
He's like, oh man, it's Pete. Let me run.
Oh man.
Assistant sport director.
For the
Yes,
award.
thanks for the award. I'd like to give a formal congratulations over the air. I am no longer president. Joe Archino is Jersey Joe. We did the changing of the guard, yes. Did the
Thank you.
changing of the guard yesterday at 3:30, so around 4 o'clock when the ceremony started and he took his oath, I was I stepped down.
Unseated.
I unseated, you sure? And now it's all on Jersey Joe. I know he's going to do great, and good luck into the coming years. And I hope that WICR thrives as much as I think it will under your reign.
Well, I just have to thank Pete from the bottom of my heart. I mean, he was
Not the top, the bottom.
instrumental
Starting
in
at the bottom, now he's here.
my development on WICR. I have to give him so much thanks. I mean, this year I've just got to know him. He's just a great guy. I really consider him a great friend, and he's done so much to help transition me to this spot, and I know I'm going to do a great job because of him and because of everything he's done to make me succeed here, and I'm really going to miss him, but I know just
No, you're
the
not.
way he is,
No one's
just
gonna miss
the
me
guy
here.
he is,
Oh, man,
he's going to be successful in everything he does, and Pete, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me.
Thank you, Jersey Joe. I really appreciate it, and kind words from you. Anything else you'd like to add, guys, before this final morning show?
Well, yeah, let's take a minute, reflect the two of you. I mean, I'm glad that the two of you are here for the morning show because
Reflect.
Full Metal Attack last night.
Yes.
Oh, that was a
And you
good show
pat-
last
That was a
night.
great
It was
show.
funny.
I watched the video that I recorded halfway into American Pie, and oh boy,
Your brother was funny on the show last night.
Oh, you
He
were
was,
watching.
he was
I was
listening
wa-
to the
of
part
course.
when your
Good.
brother came on.
yes, my
He
brother.
doesn't know how to interview.
No, not at all.
So what do
How
you
you
think about
doing?
Iona?
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joey.
Oh, we got a call.
Get in a call.
Wait. All right. I guess we'll answer it on the air.
Gotta answer it.
Might as well.
As well. So in the interim,
Caller, you're on the air. Welcome to the morning show.
This is such a sad farewell.
It is.
I mean, look at this. Pete Considori, a mentor to Jersey Joe. You got Nick Grippo, who creeped his way in from the business because he knows Masscom is where we make things happen.
yes, according to Pete Considori, there's great things happening in Masscom.
Now, did you guys sleep in the studio? Because, you had that celebration last night that we have yet to see the pictures from, as the Considori and Grippo family brought the Italian feast to WICR.
Oh, I was
That's-
watching. I
That's
saw
the
that.
understatement of the year. It was more like an Italian, like, just awesomeness. I don't know how to...
Wedge Fest.
Wedge Fest, yeah.
A little bit of a wedge fest. You notice Nick Grippo's younger brother has a little bit of an edge to him, too.
Oh yeah.
A little
bit of
bit.
an edge.
Understatement of the year.
Understatement.
Where do you want to go to school? Japan, because my mom can't fly.
He doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He has a pothole on his shoulder.
I don't know if he's Jackie Mason or Rodney Dangerfield.
He's got no respect.
No respect at all, you know what I'm saying?
No respect. I got no respect at all.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for a great 3 years, and Nick
Thank
a great
you.
year, and Joe Archino will take over the next 2 years and do a fine job and continue ICR's resurgence. Even though we didn't get any awards this year,
It's okay.
we will
It's okay.
continue the resurgence of WICR and making things happen in Masscom.
We will rise from
Absolutely.
the ashes.
Yes, and actually Live 365 is playing in the hallway of Murphy on the 3rd floor.
Oh.
Just an FYI.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So
Very nice.
you're being carried live.
Yes.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
Thank
Awesome.
you guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it. That was our caller for the morning, Mike DeMurgis. Sad time to go. Great words from Mike. Thank you very much. And we would like to thank Mike DeMurgis, obviously, for all the work he's done
Absolutely.
for WICR. Yes, round of applause.
Thank you, Mike.
Without him, we couldn't have done any of this. And
Makes everything possible.
we owe a lot to him. And he's really been here for the Iona community and Masscom especially. And we thank him very much.
Absolutely. He does not get the credit that he deserves, that he justly deserves for what he does.
Yes. So thank you, Mike DeMurgis. And that's it for us here, the morning show for this semester. Last morning show this semester. Last morning show for me.
Last time either of us are going to be on the air
Last time either of us are going to be on the air here.
here.
Hopefully it's not on the air forever. 'cause
You two are
my
always
career
welcome
will
back.
be down the tubes if that's the case. You can listen to us on YouTube, previously recorded shows. You can also listen to later shows today, like the Sports Vault on Ustream.com and Live365.com by searching WICR. Very simple to do. And don't forget to tune in next semester where we have great things happening with the new morning show with Ken Reichman and Spring Gonzalez. Hopefully that goes over well, and they continue the legacy that is the morning show. And it's been fun. It's been fun. And Grip, is there anything you want to say last time being on the air here?
I mean, it's gonna be bittersweet. It's gonna be sweet at formal next Wednesday. It's gonna be bittersweet, I'd say, at graduation, and then
It's gonna be bitter at finals.
No, it's gonna be bitter when I take my actuary exam the Wednesday after graduation, because yeah. But I've had a great time here. This has been being on the radio has been an awesome experience, and au revoir.
The second time you used that.
Yes.
So thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to us. We appreciate all the support, and we thank you very much. Tune in to the Sports Vault with Jersey Joe and Rob. Big shot, Rob Buncardo. They'll be talking everything NFL draft. I'm sure a little NHL in there. I'm sure NBA. I'm sure there's going to be a LeBron James rant somewhere in there. And, of course, listen to him live. And, yeah, thank you guys, and I hope that we'll see you soon. Have a good time at finals. Good time at finals.
Good time
Good
at
luck,
finals.
Good luck on finals for those seniors. Have a good time at formal. Hope to see you there. And congratulations to the class of 2014.
Yes.
All right. See you guys.
Yes.